Are we
We're
going
back.
live for reals right now? For
Yeah, I think so. Should be. Mine's live.
I mean,
I just got the notification on my phone that you went live.
Yeah, and I need to pull up my chat because I'm a noob at this now.
Yeah, boy, women in gaming.
I forgot how to live stream.
Ugh, too much time watching TV instead of playing games.
Man, I'm tired, boy. All I want to do is like chill.
Yeah. Let me make this bigger.
Get this out of here.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm dumb. We just talked about that.
What?
About the what's it called? Potential direct coming into.
Yeah.
We're live right now, right?
Yeah, we're live. Alright, well, what's going on, everyone? We're back with another week of Team Red Talks Nintendo. We've been gone for a while. I was on vacation, and then these guys are busy a lot, so we're trying to make it work. This week we're back. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, yeah, basically we can get started. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves to the peoples, and then we can get going.
Hi, I'm sick. So please excuse my weird, congested sounding voice right now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I have the mic as close to me as possible, but I'm like coughing and sniffling and whatnot. So apologies, but I wanted to make it. Coupon here, obviously. You know, game diva or struggle diva at this point. I mean, deep struggles. We struggle so hard. I can't get none of the games coming out soon. I'm so mad about it. So that'll be a backlog stream at a later date for you guys to see. But as far as what I've been gaming on, I've been mostly mobile gaming since I've been sick for the last couple of days, and I've kind of, like I said, I've been kind of like addicted to the Dragalia Lost from Nintendo, which I am very impressed with this game, that I have not once felt pressure to buy anything from their stores, because they literally made it like I'm like level 99 and crapping some of my heroes, and I haven't spent a single dollar, and I'm like, wow. All you have to do is
what you're saying is they're doing a terrible job incentivizing.
No, because they actually made because there is reports that they made quite a lot of money actually recently for the game. So I'm surprised that people are spending money on this damn game. You don't really need
You don't really have to.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's how I felt
interesting.
about Fire Emblem Heroes, though. I felt like it was good enough to where I really didn't have to spend my money.
That's cool.
Yeah,
so Coupon's been playing cell phone games. What about you, Nia? What have you been up to?
And I've been playing here and there when I get a chance. So I've been doing a little bit more than gaming though. So as you guys know, season 3 of Daredevil just dropped, and that jump was fire, boy. Season 3 of Daredevil is fire, dog.
I thought that show had got canceled.
Fire.
No, the other ones got canceled.
The mediocre ones got canceled, not the good ones.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, that makes sense.
Well, that's not true because Jessica Jones is still there.
Oh, that's facts. Let's see, what else have I been doing? So I also been reading some comics. So to those of you guys who follow my channel, whenever I was doing comic book related stuff, you guys know that I talked about like this book that I was reading. So I'm reading this book series called Red Rising by an author by the name of Pierce Brown. And there was recently a prequel to this series that came out as a graphic novel like some months ago. So I picked that joint up. It's called Red Rising Sons of Ares if you're interested. And it's in the form of a graphic novel. It is so good. So I've been reading that, which I finished already. I've also been reading this one event storyline. It's a new Justice League event called Justice League No Justice, and it's about like these celestial beings and junk. I'm not done with it yet, but so far it's fire, and the art in that book is freaking amazing. But as far as actual video games, I recently purchased Fallout 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5. So I played a little bit of, y'all know my life ain't built like that to play these long games like this. So I've played a snippet of Fallout 4, a snippet of Grand Theft Auto 5, and I've also been playing Dauntless. Dauntless is more my speed because I can pick it up and play and just be done with it. Grand Theft Auto and of course Fallout takes a little bit more time, so I really don't get to delve into games like that. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought those games, knowing my life ain't built like that. But not Fallout 4, which I like too. But Grand Theft Auto is so much fun. So much fun. So I played a little bit of that the other day. But that's pretty much been my life, man. Whenever I have a little bit of time, that's pretty much what I've been playing and what I've been reading. So it's been pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, and I've also been watching The Gifted. So a lot of comic book, video game stuff. So yeah, it's been lit.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up on The Gift after.
The Gifted is so
I know. Don't tell me nothing.
I'm not gonna tell you nothing, but it's so good. So when you catch up, we can talk about it on the off topic. It's so good.
Yeah, we'll definitely catch up. Oh, and by the way, just as a heads up, they got 16 million in 2 weeks under Galia Lost.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
All right. Well, I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon 4. I just beat Tomb Raider, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, a couple days ago.
Rise of the Tomb Raider was on sale for like $5 on Steam yesterday.
There's a lot of people pissed because that shit went on sale too fast. I'm not mad because I didn't.
Why would you be mad about a sale? Like, I don't get that.
Because they're mad they paid
the early adapters paid full price. Like
that's
myself.
the price. Actually, I get anything early though.
I
didn't even. Yeah, like with me,
people who buy it on day one have no right to complain.
Exactly. Well, that's what
don't buy things on day one.
That's just what you're gonna get.
Yeah. If you buy something on day one, then you have told yourself you believe this product is worth full price.
Exactly. So you can't be mad at nobody.
You can't be mad. You can't be mad that people that waited a month got a discount. Like, that's not our problem.
Basically.
I wouldn't be mad at y'all. I'd be mad at the company for thinking they had to sell.
I'm talking about people like Review Tech USA.
In people.
Review Tech USA making videos saying Square Enix scammed them and they need to refund everybody. Like, is this dude retarded or something?
Out of here, bro.
It's like, not necessarily a scam, but it is kind of sad because I didn't pay.
The only reason it's on sale is because it's not selling well. Do you guys honestly think they would discount it if it was selling well? Like,
yeah, and that's the whole point, and that's why it's not. It's people downplaying the game. Yeah, and they're downplaying the game and all that, and so it went on sale. So that's y'all's fault for it going on sale. Stop talking shit about games and play them.
Don't downplay games and make them sound worse than they are.
Exactly.
Well, simple as that. Play the game.
Exactly.
But so many people saying Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a bad game that I was like, okay, maybe I'll hold off on it for a little bit.
Like, word of mouth is what's keeping this game from selling as well as it normally.
And Alex was smart. He held off, and it went on sale, and he got a deal for it, and it's a good game.
It's a damn good game.
I got it on sale because that's just the way I shop to begin with. I'm broke.
Exactly.
So
we cheap life over here, boy.
Yeah, and like that game was good. And then other than that, I've been playing Guacamelee on the Switch. That's it's really good on the Switch.
That game is so good.
No issues at all on it.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I'm gonna check that out.
That game is awesome. I'm almost done. I think I'm near the end, so I'll probably beat that in the next day or two. But yeah, other than that, let's start with the topics. We can start with the Switch eShop sales in North America as of 2 days ago. There's a lot of games on sale. Every week we have more games on the Switch that are on sale. As far as notable games, there's Axiom Verge, that's on sale. I'm just gonna pick games that I've actually heard of before, not these no-name games.
Axiom Verge, I still need that game.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but apparently it's a dead ringer for a Metroid Club.
Yeah, so I need it, man.
They still got Ben 10. He's still
Ben 10's still around. There's the Mega Man X Collection and X Collection 2. Those are both on sale. That's a good option. NBA 2K19 is on sale. That's pretty new, isn't it?
Which one?
NBA 2K19.
Yeah, that's the newest one that came out. Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty new. That's already.
Nobody cares about it on the.
I guess I didn't know because Rich didn't make a video saying they have to refund.
I know
everyone.
they got
Okami HD is on sale. I wish I had waited because I bought it full price and I still did not play it yet. So I got screwed.
Buy
it. Screwed.
So clearly I gotta make a video to Capcom, tell them to refund me.
Wait a minute. I don't think I did buy it yet.
Now you can buy it. It's on sale. Super Chariot. I had this game on the Wii U. It's a pretty good platforming game if you want a decent platformer. That's half price right now.
Super Chariot is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's better if you play co-op, though.
Yeah, they sent me a review copy when it was on the Wii U. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game. Other than that, nothing else too exciting on the list.
Yeah.
At least not games that I'm aware of. A lot of these games I've never heard of before.
There's so many games on the
Oh,
eShop,
Jackbox Party Pack.
Oh, that
Actually, Jackbox
Galaxy
is cool.
on Fire game is on sale. That game that I was playing some time ago. But I guess we
There's
have
a whole bunch
Starlink
of
now, so.
Of course, there's also this game's always on sale. Astro Bears Party. That game's
that game was like garbage, bro.
it's $2.
What is the game?
Astro Bears Party.
I only know about this game because it's always on sale. And every time I go to the sales tab, it's there.
That game and then this other game
trying to give it away.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
They stay on sale.
They
now.
stay on sale all the time. That's about it. Nothing from Nintendo, like first party stuff. Nothing's on sale.
Of
At
course
least not
not.
this week. Hey, every once in a while something goes on sale. But let's move on to stuff that's upcoming. Actually, anything on the list you guys are interested in?
No.
Axiom Verge, man.
Yeah.
Axiom Verge is
only
pretty
$2
cool.
off.
There was this
really
other game called Black the Fall that I was interested in. It looks like it's pretty cool. It's
Yeah,
also
that's,
on sale
half
right
price.
now. Yeah. Couple of things on here. You know.
Yeah, if you want a racing game, there's Gear Club Unlimited.
Now it's a price that I could get behind.
Now it's a better price because before it was like
Yes.
$45, and that's not where this is a cell phone game.
But you know that the part 2 is coming to the Switch. That one better have online.
We'll see.
I ain't gonna hold my breath though.
Yeah, we'll see. But let's move on to stuff that's not out on the Switch yet, but is coming soon, like Rogue Legacy, which is hitting the Switch on November 6th in Europe. I guess that'll come to North America soon?
Yeah.
Or is it already on North America one? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I've seen this game on Steam before. I heard it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
it was recently put in top 10 Metroidvania games for PC Magazine. This was on the top 10. I think it was number 3, so this game should be pretty dang good.
Yeah. I don't
so
like
that's
roguelikes though, but you know.
I'm not a huge rogue person either. Basically, when you die, you just restart in a different character.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to have good platforming and excellent level design in general. So that's one to look forward to. Pricing, it says $15 Euro. I'm not sure what that would be for North America. Maybe $20, maybe $15 if they want to keep it the same. We're not sure. But we'll see. That's one to look forward to.
Prime said it's trash. Don't believe the hype.
Oh really? But it's number 3 on the list.
It's trash, family. It's trash. Don't believe the hype.
Oh, all right.
He said it's so.
It's so.
I believe.
I felt a lot of that list was out of order. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse wasn't even on it.
Oh
but
my
Shantae,
god! How not?
But Shantae Half Genie Hero was number 1.
Now, see, I like Half Genie Hero, but I feel like Pirate's Curse is the best.
Pirate's Curse is the better game.
It's the best one.
Now, if they remade Pirate's Curse with a Half Genie engine, I would be a very happy boy.
Yeah.
But they are not doing that. The list is weird. I know Unforgiven was mad because the Messenger wasn't like the number 1 or whatever, but
or Metroidvanias.
Yeah, well, it is a Metroidvania, the second half of the game apparently.
Yeah.
But let's take a break from games for a second. So if you have cold feet because it's winter time, Nintendo has got your back because Nintendo is releasing unique Piranha Plant slippers.
These are actually pretty cute.
These are actually pretty cool. When you put them together, they turn into a warp pipe with the piranha poking out.
That's cool.
I love that.
That is cool.
And this is an official Nintendo product, apparently, and it's coming out in December in Japan. We don't know if it's coming here, but I'm sure you could import it. There's a Japanese mall around me, so like I get access to a lot of this cool shit. They have like Bowser slippers and stuff.
I mean, jeez.
So I'll probably be able to get these if I want, but I'd rather get the Bowser slippers.
I still feel like Nintendo has really like missed an opportunity to put a Nintendo store in like most states.
Out here.
Like when they changed the Nintendo like store to Nintendo New York, they should have made a Nintendo Texas and Nintendo California. Like they could have did
Nintendo Washington. They could have,
you know.
Yeah, like the Nintendo store thing seems like a natural progression for them now that they're trying to expand their brand. There's no reason there should only be one Nintendo store in all of America.
Exactly. Not everybody can get over there.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Like there's so many major cities in America. You don't only need one in New York. That's kind of dumb.
That's crazy.
Hopefully they do that. we have Nintendo kiosks out here. I don't know if you guys have those, but sometimes in the malls.
We don't even have those.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah, some of our major malls have like Nintendo kiosks in them.
Yeah. See, that would be a first step.
I would be okay with that as long as we
up.
had some kind of access to like Nintendo merch. But we don't.
Yeah, that's the only place we can get like Nintendo
shop,
merchandise directly, other than
online stores and import shit.
Stuff like this is pretty cool. Hopefully they bring some more stuff out. I remember they were bringing out some slippers, like summer slippers, at the end of summer. That was bad timing. But these look like they're just in time for winter, so it looks like they're on the ball.
Summer makes sense.
Or not slippers, sandals. My bad.
Sandals.
Sandals. They had sandals.
That makes more
summer,
sense.
But they launched it at the end of summer, which made no sense.
Like people are about, it's getting cold.
We're putting socks on now, guy. Like we're done with these. We're done with the sandals. We're moving to slippers.
Right.
We're moving to slippers. You're a little late.
There's no mention of price, but I would assume $30 to $40, maybe.
Something like that.
Stuff. Something like that. We'll
I bet
see.
your coupon could make these.
I would try. I just need like a slight pattern. I'd probably just make them my damn self. Fuck all that.
Okay, and we're gonna continue with the non-gaming trend. That's Nintendo also releasing a stencil for Halloween of Luigi looking terrified. So if you
getting killed.
and you want to have Luigi's terrified face on it, you can now print out a stencil of Luigi, put it on your pumpkin, and watch kids laugh because you like Luigi and not Mario. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
You just go to this, I'll just click the link here, see what happens. It brings us to the Play Nintendo site, and this is what the stencil looks like. You just print it directly from the website and start tracing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And just in time, because they just released Luigi's Mansion on 3DS, so that worked out perfectly. It's almost as if they had planned ahead. Who knows? We'll see. But this is a game. We're actually going back to games. Morphe's Law. This is a game we were all excited for when we saw it for the first time. Then it disappeared for about 1.5 years, and then it came out, and it was kind of a disaster.
Kinda, yeah. And I have it.
I do not.
Mia has it. I did not get it after watching Sean's video. I was like, no, thank you. But now there has been a huge update, lots of fixes, and we're just going to go over the patch notes because after all of this has been fixed, this might be a viable game now. So let's see here. Friends will now play in the same team in public games. Seems like something that should have been there from start, but it's added now. They've added an HP buff to teams that have less players than opposite team. Okay. Added XP and nut bonus system, whatever that is. We can now run bonus XP and or nuts time. What are these nuts bonus?
I have no idea.
Okay.
There's nothing in here. Unless that's an acronym of sorts. I don't know.
There's no dots there. It looks like it's just called nuts bonus or something.
I don't know.
Maybe you shoot him in the nuts, you get bonus XP. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't know.
Shoot him in the nuts.
So I've reduced the duration of the voting phase in public lobbies. That is good. HUD indicators will now change size with distance to reduce screen clutter. That is good. Patch notes, well, nobody cares about that. Fixed aim helper to avoid that it gravitates towards a specific body part. That's good. Improved hit impact feedback. That, of course, is needed. Improved stuck detection for bots. I guess the bots get
The bots got stuck a lot, so now they won't.
Dumbass bots.
There you go.
So they've improved the bot behavior in Tankertown. They've disabled the ability to leave public lobbies. That's good. Added avatar stun cooldown in mass heist to avoid sound animation spam. Re-enabled the enter code functionality. They fixed the suck pipes while carrying the head in the head hunt. They cannot be used now while carrying the head. Have you played that mode?
Yes,
Mia?
yes, I have.
So that makes sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because like when you know like how you can get little, like you can only go through the pipes when you're like little. So.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So now if you have the big head, you can't go through?
Yes.
Okay. Fixed exploit to increase movement speed while carrying the head in headhunts. Added new bot names. Fixed share the pain revolver staying active under certain conditions. They fixed the soft lock while using stuck pipes under certain conditions. They fixed dialogue disappearing immediately when keeping buttons pressed. They fixed avatars sometimes being hidden at the end of a round. They fixed head target indicators sometimes being shown in other game modes. Damn, this game has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Fixed the foam shield not disappearing during the endgame standoff. Fixed the gyroscope making the camera look up at the start of a match. And fix the wireframe sometimes appearing around the avatar's head in headhunt mode.
My thing is,
a lot of stuff.
This game was delayed at some point, and they still didn't fix all this.
Yeah, they should have really waited to make sure everything was ironed
and
out.
then trying to put
maybe they got worried about Fortnite or something.
It's too well. They couldn't. It's too late to worry about Fortnite when it was already on the Switch.
Yeah, Fortnite was already a thing.
It was already gonna be on the Switch, so they might as well.
Maybe they were trying to rush as fast as possible, right?
Yeah, I would have just.
They would have benefited more had they just waited, in my opinion, because
I agree. I think they should have waited till all this was done
at a different time, fixed all of these issues, and then further away from Fortnite too, for people who just aren't about Fortnite. Because there's people who do not like Fortnite, and they would have loved it like this. So, I don't know.
In an ideal world, they should have waited until this was all done and then launched the game in early 2019, because the first quarter of 2019 is not going to be too busy.
Yeah.
So that would have made it a little better. But that's looking at it from our point of view. Like company-wise, maybe they had to get the game out to make some money because they're a small studio, right? So
it is.
We don't know the behind-the-scenes details.
Right. But I also feel like it did more harm than good because.
Oh, definitely. It was obviously the wrong move.
This was obviously one of the most interesting-looking online-based games for the Switch, but. When it came out, it was so janky, and I bought it without looking at the reviews because I just liked the way that it looked so much. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna trust the developers, and I know that when the game had first come out, shout outs to Lady Infamous for the host, by the way. Shout outs to Lady. Y'all go check her out on Twitch and on YouTube. So when the game first came out, and I played this game, right? So when I played the game, I really enjoyed it. But there were a lot of just jarring problems. Every online game has its share of problems and its share of things that could be improved. But the things from this game was so jarring. It would sometimes really hinder the experience. I know one of the biggest problems with the game, and they tried to improve it, but I still kind of felt like it wasn't quite right, was they when the game first came out, they didn't have region specific servers, so whenever you would play a match, you would for example, I'm in America, the game would potentially pair me up with people from Europe and Japan, and the lag was so exponential that it really did ruin the experience because your character was floating across the stage, and it was just some crazy lag that really enjoyed you from playing the game the way that I'm pretty sure the developers were intended for it to be played. Another one of the problems that was really big in this game was that the hit detection, and I see that in these notes right now. I know they tried to fix the server thing in the patch before. But the hit detection really needs work. There would be times when I would be shooting at somebody and I never really felt like my hits would register as quickly as they should, or something was just really off about the hit detection. So it's good to see that they're trying to fix some things.
And that can kill a shooter.
That can kill a shooter. If your hit detection is trash, So I think that here's what I'll say, and I'll leave it at that. I'm glad that they're fixing these problems because, like I said, I really do enjoy the game, but the game really did have some jarring, blaring problems. But I almost feel like it's too little, too late. I feel like people have already moved on already, and it just kind of is what it is. So unless they do something like a big event, or they have this big price drop or something.
At this point they gotta do hey, we have a new version out and it's 50% off.
Like they gotta do something that's gonna get people back in, because a lot of people were really excited about this game, but then when they came out,
it was an exclusive.
Yeah. But then it came out and everybody saw the problems and they were like, well, I don't know how I feel about that. So
I don't know what Nintendo is doing with all this, because like they were touting this as an exclusive and they kind of allowed it to release like this. I think that they would have a little more quality control over an exclusive.
Yeah.
So who knows? But at least they're still working on the game, so that's good. But they're gonna need to do a price drop, because nobody's gonna pay full price for this right now.
But I will say this though, it might not have, like, people over here start rocking with it, but people in Japan are rocking with this game, man. I remember every time I hopped on this game, it was always people from Japan like hopping on. So hopefully they find some semblance of success with an overseas market, but I think over here we kind of moved on.
North America said, "Well,
yeah, we're done."
We'll see. Like maybe Nintendo will allow them to put a Nintendo character in the game, so like a smaller character. Who knows?
Yeah,
something to revive
put Dry Bones in the game. Give him some.
That would be really cool, actually. Yeah.
Like, that would be pretty cool.
That'd be interesting. At least people would look at the game again. Because this game had a lot of potential. They just had a really, a really bad launch. And then it was a quiet launch at that. Like, it had the biggest fanfare ever. Yeah. That sucks, because we were all looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
It just kind of appeared, and I was like, oh, it's out?
Yeah.
I mean, I bought it. I put money in their pocket, but I hope they do better next time.
Alright, and speaking of disappointing, we have news from Sega.
Hey,
Sega.
But to give Sega some credit before we get started, they have the best husbandos in games, okay? Like those men in Yakuza, okay? We need a Yakuza dating game. Can we get it, Sega? I want it.
Don't do it, Sega. But Sega is close to making Dreamcast games on the Switch a reality. It says, according to a recent interview with Famitsu, Sega's Naoki Hori stated that Nintendo Switch was close to successfully running Dreamcast titles via emulation. He also explained that because the developers still have the source code for many of their Dreamcast games, they could theoretically remake or port over certain Dreamcast games altogether. However, for the time being, Sega is leaning more towards simply emulating the games instead because they are lazy. Whether or not Sega will continue to push forward with their Dreamcast on Switch development is still a mystery, but we are one step closer. So that's pretty cool. Dreamcast games coming to the Switch. I would prefer them to actually go all out and remake the games, but Sega's gonna Sega, and Sega is gonna emulate.
They're gonna do the least amount of work.
They're gonna do exactly.
Yeah, well, at least this way you won't have to hack your Switch to play Dreamcast games. So that's pretty cool.
At least somebody's putting their classic games on the Switch, Nintendo.
Oh damn!
no, Nintendo has classic games, you guys.
I got them.
Classic games. I mean, they're on there.
I have 20 years, so I got
them. They're on there. There's Nintendo NES.
Right.
Give us some consoles that I care about.
What Dreamcast games are you guys looking forward to?
I've never played a Dreamcast ever, so I have no idea.
Dreamcast.
Never owned a Dreamcast in my life. Never played a Dreamcast in my life.
The only time I've ever touched a Dreamcast was they had one set up at EB Games at a demo station. I was like, this is alright, I guess.
Alright,
and that was it.
I have played a Dreamcast before.
Is that when Nights came out? Like, I don't even know.
I don't know.
That's the only game I know.
The only game I've ever played on Dreamcast, I'll take that back. I have played Dreamcast before. One of my childhood
Power
friends.
Stone on it.
Oh, really? See, one of my childhood friends, her brother had a Dreamcast.
Nice.
And he had this one track and field game on it. And back when I was in high school, I was big. Like, I was a track. Like, I ran track. So I was big in the track and field. I was watching like the Olympics and stuff at that time, and college sports, like as far as track and field is concerned. So I actually played that track and field game for a little bit, and then I put it down. That's my only experience with the Dreamcast.
Alright. We're probably not the best people to ask for Dreamcast suggestions, but hey, if you like Dreamcast and you have a Nintendo Switch, you might be able to play emulated Dreamcast.
I mean, I've never played any of the games, so they'll be new to me. So hey, I'm into it. I mean, bring some good games and I'll play them.
They probably have some decent stuff.
Yeah. Because apparently
Yeah.
the Dreamcast had good games. It's just the Dreamcast itself didn't take off. So.
Sounds like the Wii U of Sega.
Yeah.
And no wonder they're merging onto the Switch. Let's move on to Walmart, who has an exclusive Nintendo Switch bundle for Mario Tennis Aces. It has no designs, has no special design on the dock, no special design on the Joy-Con.
But then again, this
and
is
you
a
get
Walmart
digital
exclusive, so it's
Yeah.
their own.
I was half expecting there to be a Walmart logo on the Switch dock.
Oh my
Sadly,
goodness.
that did not happen.
No, thank you.
But it also includes a game that I had maintained should have came with the Switch since day one, and that's 1-2 Switch.
Yeah.
Which is finally a pack-in game, because when you factor in the price, this thing is $360, which is the cost of the Switch and Mario Tennis. So
Yeah.
basically, you're getting 1-2 Switch for free,
Yeah.
and that is a damn pack-in game, like it should have always been. But Walmart's finally doing it. This box art's pretty cool. The game, I think, has gotten a lot of updates since the first launch, but still no online tournaments, so I'm still kind of whatever about it.
One of the
Once they add that in,
disappointing-
I'll definitely get Mario Tennis again. Once we can make our own tournaments and do that with the community, I will be happy. But until then, I'm not interested in this game anymore.
No.
But if you are and you want to get a Switch for Holiday Bundle, this is a good option.
Yeah.
Because you do get 2 games and a Switch for the price of a game and a Switch. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I think that's available now.
Yes, it
Maybe?
says available now. It's
Oh yeah, it
available
says
now.
grab yours here. So yeah, if you want that, go get it. It is a digital copy of the game. It's not physical, by the way.
Mario
What do you
Tennis
think?
was so
Pretty decent bundle?
disappointing, man. It really was disappointing.
I liked the campaign. It was actually quite fun.
Don't get me wrong. That's true, but I didn't buy Mario Tennis for a campaign.
yeah, that's true too. The online is disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even get to use my Nintendo Switch app. Dang.
Sad days.
So sad. But let's move on to another game that just came out, and that's called Starlink. Sorry, my bad. Starfox Battle for Atlas.
Starfox
And
Battle.
I don't know who these 3 people on the left are. They're completely irrelevant. But this guy on the right here, Fox McCloud, has saved this game from being a total flop on
I
all
don't know,
consoles.
but this dude in the middle got some suave hair though.
That's great, but that suave hair is not selling units. Because the only 82% of Starlink Battle for Atlas are on the Switch, so that game is
That's obvious.
basically flopped on the Xbox and PS4. We've been saying this since we saw Star Fox. This is essentially a Nintendo exclusive at this
Like,
point.
They should have just made it specifically for a Switch.
But if you think of it this way, to make it exclusive, Nintendo would have had to pay to make it exclusive.
That's true.
Right. So
This way, they got their
they did it
character
this
in
way.
and made the Switch version best by default without having to pay extra money.
That is
And
smart on
it's
their part.
essentially an exclusive. It's the smartest
Yep.
thing they could have done.
Yep, it's like, hey, it is exclusive technically. 'cause
Like, hey,
everybody
you
buying
can play it on your Xbox in 4K, but you don't have Star Fox.
You don't have Star Fox. Everybody buying
You don't
this
got
game
Star
unless
Fox.
there's a Star Fox. That's the
Daniel
only reason
just
I
bought
wanted
this
it.
game last night, and he's been playing it today. So technically, I also now have Starlink.
Yay!
Oh, dang. So you just gotta dye your hair blonde, and you can be this chick in the middle there.
And I was
Yay.
watching a video from Arlo, and
Yeah.
he was just kind of showing the game, and it's actually pretty much open world. You explore and all that stuff. It's not just.
It looks like they
It's
take
not
the
railway.
best parts of No Man's Sky and then mix some
Yeah.
Star Fox in there.
Yeah.
and mix Star Fox in it,
Yeah.
and it looks good. So I'm probably gonna
Looks good.
actually pick it up. I couldn't because I didn't. have
Most of the
money. I
people
was
that
like, I had
have
to
been-
cancel my pre-order.
Most of the people that have been playing it are saying it's a good game. It's not like an amazing game, but it's
Right.
like a good game, and
But
it's one of the
something
better.
to pick up and play and enjoy.
Yeah, and it's what Star Fox should evolve into, as opposed to being an on-rail shooter game.
Right,
Yeah, it
right.
should definitely be
I've
this
been
format.
saying that for years.
I hope, hey
Yeah.
Nintendo, if you are listening, which they're not, take notes. This is where
Like,
Star Fox needs to go.
Ubisoft should be able to make a Star Fox game after this.
Ubisoft, please,
Yeah.
please,
Just
make-
give
please pitch
just
it
give
to
it to
Nintendo,
Ubisoft.
man.
But as
Ubisoft.
far as like the toy stuff, like they can drop that shit.
Yeah, they can definitely drop
Yeah,
that.
just don't put the
Just
toy down.
make a Star Fox game in this sort of world. I think that would be great.
Mhm.
This
That'd be
is where
great.
Star Fox should have been all
They
along.
should totally do it.
Yeah.
And just let Ubisoft handle it. They did a great job with the Rabbids and Marios and stuff. So
Oh yeah, that
let
was
them
great.
have Star Fox. It's obvious they know what they're doing with the.
And they seem like they actually
really
respect Nintendo IP. So
Yeah, they do.
They definitely didn't disrespect.
They
Fox.
definitely respect Nintendo IP more than a company like EA or Activision would.
Yeah, so
Because look what EA did to Star Wars.
Yeah, that's crazy.
they trying to
man.
milk y'all for money.
When Disney has to come for you, then it's a problem.
It's a problem when Disney is telling you.
EA, like when it comes to microtransactions, EA are crackheads.
Yeah.
Like
They don't even know they got a problem.
Yeah, they just like if they can't put microtransactions in their game, they're
like twitching. I can stop anytime.
But
Disney
yeah,
has to come with the bad
at
hammer.
this point, just give Ubisoft Fox and let them
let
in
Ubisoft
the Starlink world. They can make another
Fox game.
Yeah, just they can make it in the Starlink world, mix it together, and call it a day.
Yeah,
Could be.
For
We'll
real.
see, because like Ubisoft team seemed pretty happy with the game.
Yeah.
They
You
were
know
the
what?
ones that came up with the idea in the first place.
You know what the best
Yeah.
part is too? Apparently, they got the original Star Fox like voice actors.
The
to
voice
come and voice
actors,
the
yeah.
cast. Like
That's
that's
good.
some dedication. It's like they wanted to make it.
They definitely
genuine.
could have half-assed it,
Yeah,
but they
So
did
They're
not.
like, hey, we need the original voice actor. Where they at?
that's a very genuine effort. You know.
That's good. I like that.
That's good.
That's good.
Well, it paid off with Mario Rabbids, so that like there's definitely opportunities like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that's cool. Hopefully we get more Star Fox goodness out of Ubisoft. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
And then these three people, they can just disappear and Ubisoft Star Fox. Let's move on to my least favorite person that works for Nintendo, Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Why gotta talk about him?
Let's see what this doofus said this time.
We
So
all do,
Reggie
guys.
Fils-Aimé talks about Nintendo's constant need for reinvention. Nintendo always likes to do things differently from the other console manufacturers, and it has led to some of the company's most successful platforms, such as the original Wii system and the current Nintendo Switch platform. Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé recently appeared at the Geek Summit and shared the company's philosophy when it comes to standing out from the crowd by doing things differently. A few days ago, Nintendo celebrated its 129th birthday. So it as a company that has reinvented itself constantly. Many of your speakers are talking about invention of new companies. We reinvent ourselves every 5 to 10 years. We have to do this fast-moving entertainment business. The other piece about Nintendo is we like doing things differently. It's in our DNA. Doing what others people do is just not what we believe in. The other aspect of this is that we focus on giving consumers experiences that they haven't even thought of. And so, when you're constantly going down this path, you create doubters. You create people who, because we're not taking a traditional path, people say it must not be right, like using a cell phone to talk. It won't be effective. So whether it's been with the Wii back in 2006, whether it's been with their Nintendo 3DS, whether it's now with the Nintendo Switch, hey, you missed the console, buddy. Our focus is innovating, giving new experiences, and in doing so, driving our business forward. Lastly, this innovation focus doesn't always work, and we're the first to admit that. You were not the first to admit the Wii U was a failure,
Definitely
buddy.
not.
And there will always
It
be
took
stumbles
everything
along the
within
way.
them to say it, but I mean, I get it. You don't want to sell your product short. But,
It's his job not to do that.
Yeah.
But in the words of one of our presidents, this is Mr. Yamauchi, he said, "When you're doing well, don't be excited about that high-flying performance. And when you're doing poorly, don't be saddened. Always have an even keel. And always focus on the next big adventure, and that's what we do." So, Reggie, basically tiptoeing around what happened with the Wii U, and the fact that they need to reinvent themselves every 5 to 10 years, absolutely true. They do. Every console generation is a reinvention for Nintendo. Sometimes it works, like the Wii, like you said, and sometimes it fails, like the Wii U, which he inadvertently said during here without actually mentioning it, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And now they're back on top of the Switch, which, again, is a complete reinvention for them. So this is one of the few times where what he's saying is true.
Yeah.
It's just, he tiptoed around the Wii U. I love how he mentioned every
He
console
really
but the Wii U.
Yeah.
But what are your guys' thoughts on this? Reggie coming out and talking about reinventing themselves.
I mean, for me, I read the article earlier, thank God. So, for me, I mean, it makes sense. It works in some areas, and it obviously doesn't in other areas, like you said, with the cell phone and certain areas, like a little bit with their online. You would think they would take some of the ideas from the other guys, do that first, and then work on your innovation stuff later. Give us the bare minimum, at least, with what the other guys got going on now, and then start doing your innovating later and whatnot. So that way people can at least have something substantial now. As far as Wii U, like they kind of glossed over it, it didn't do well. It had its kind of early innovation into the Switch, but it was not completed. It was, you know, you could play on the little tablet. You could play on the tablet, but you couldn't go too far away, or the tablet you couldn't play. You couldn't do anything. And it was nice and interesting that you could play on the TV. Somebody could watch TV while you play on your tablet after you've already been playing on the TV and stuff. So I'll give them credit there. It did have its innovations in that, but it was still not. It wasn't fully fleshed out. It wasn't fully fleshed out like it is with the Wii. And the Wii, I mean not Wii, but Switch. But the Switch is still probably not in its fully fleshed out, state either. But it's definitely leaps and bounds better than the Wii U. The Wii, in a sense, it was innovative for its time because, you know, motion controls. Nobody was thinking motion controls at the time, so that was innovative for its own time.
And they actually used it themselves.
Yeah, and they actually used it. And unlike with the Wii U, they didn't use the gamepad at all. So, you know,
they never gave you a reason why the tablet was necessary.
So I do like the fact that Nintendo likes to reinvent themselves and likes to try different things. I do like that. At the same time, they need to sometimes adopt what other people do when it is beneficial and when it is necessary. Such as this phone thing should not be a thing. We should be talking through our switches. Because if a tablet, if you can communicate through a tablet, a regular freaking tablet, you should be able to do it on a Switch. And just like they're online, the Xbox been doing some stuff that for a long time. Hell, not even talking about the other systems. The freaking Wii been doing stuff that the freaking the Switch's online cannot do. You know,
the DS was doing stuff that the Switch is still not doing.
Yeah, like I'll give you a perfect example. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the backlash that would have happened to Sony if with the PS Vita you had to buy a Sony Android phone to chat with people? And Sony makes phones. Like Nintendo doesn't even make phones. Like Sony would actually have a legitimate reason to do that
because they have a phone.
Two Sony hardwares, right? But imagine the backlash of that. Like Nintendo's the only company that can do these stupid things, and people are just like, "No, still can do it."
and it's funny because there's people who are still upset that we have to use the phone stuff, but their voices are getting drowned out by these yes men out here. And it's just like, dude, we get it that you like to slob on, you know, whatever.
Yeah, we all like that they do things differently. That's how we have the Switch.
We all like it,
But there's some things that don't need to be changed.
You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
You don't have to,
You really don't. There's just certain things that are tried and true. Stick with it. Why are you?
Well, not even that. Like, there's no problem. Like, I don't have a problem with them trying to find a different way of doing it, but it has to be better.
It has to work, and it has to be.
It has to work. It has to be either as good or better. And what they're doing is not better.
It's not better.
And so like that's one of the situations where he's talking about where they try something new and it just doesn't work.
And, You know what's funny? Because with this article, it just explains the whole love-hate relationship a lot of fans have with Nintendo.
Exactly.
When they're reinventing, you start to wonder, what the hell are they doing now? What is this? Is it going to work? And you have to wait until the product or whatever comes out, and then you're like,
I remember exactly.
You're either one side of the fence. You're never in the middle. Nobody's ever in the middle. You're one or the other.
Because you remember how we all were before the Switch was announced. We were all just kind of
we were very sketchy. We were like, okay, whatever.
I don't know, man.
Like, I know for me.
I don't know.
Yeah, like for me, I was like, so like for me, I was like, if this, like before it was called the Switch, this is the NX or whatever. I was like, if this NX thing does not, impress me, like screw it, Nintendo.
Exactly. We were all on that wave. Like, man,
you better impress me that first freaking launch day.
Exactly.
I got Zelda and I got an on-the-go playing system that I didn't think I would use. And I went out and sat down at a fucking coffee shop and played me some freaking Zelda, and I enjoyed that.
That's the way we were on, dog. We were like, man, if they ain't got nothing, bro, I'm done. Because after the Wii U, we were like, okay, well, part of the reason why we are Nintendo fans is we love that they bring that difference to the gaming market. But sometimes you can be so different that you
go a little over and
beyond.
It's like, dude, you lost me somewhere in the middle. I see what you were trying to do, but
there's something called doing too much.
Exactly. Doing the most.
Bring it in, reel it in just a tad bit.
And
that's
the cell phone app, the cell phone app, and their whole situation with voice chat is just them trying too hard.
They're trying too hard to be different.
They're trying. Yeah, the voice app is really. It's like at that point with the voice app, it's like, why are you trying to be different? Nobody wants to do it. Like what we're doing right now is we're always on Discord.
Yeah,
you're essentially forcing people to just go to Discord. You're
not giving us any reason to want to use your service. Like,
so here's the thing, Nintendo, and which I know they're not listening to this podcast, but if someone stumbles upon it, go partner with Discord.
They won't.
Damn it.
They won't.
You need to.
They won't. They want to use their own app. That's why they partner with DNA for.
Partner with Discord to use your app.
And not to go back to the past, because I feel like we've talked about this a gazillion times. But I've even said in the past, I will concede to the phone app if you can show me why it's better than Discord.
Right.
They didn't do it. So
they didn't do it.
It is what it is.
And if you can't, I mean, my thing is, hell, if you are so hell-bent on this thing, work with Discord with your app somehow. I don't know. I don't understand how, but figure it the frick out. But if you
The only thing they have to do was make it open lobby. Like, literally. Just make it open lobby so it works with invites, and that's already better than Discord because you can't invite people on Splatoon on Discord.
Exactly.
So, like, that would have already made it better, but they chose to go the lazy route.
Yeah, like their app could be better than Discord if they gave you the features Discord did, because it's the only way to invite people to the game.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's not, and they haven't done anything to update the app really. Like, how many updates has Discord got even in the last month?
Exactly.
Right. I just recently got a heads up on a update recently.
Exactly.
And almost every week they're updating Discord.
Yeah. So when did this thing that when they announced it to us for their app? They announced the Nintendo app, and I haven't heard anything about them updating it.
The only thing they've updated is that you can now use it while your phone is closed or in standby mode.
And then they added a couple more games.
Ooh, something that should have already been available. So what's your point? Like, they're really stuff like that.
Yes.
A lot of this, a lot of the app's faults fall on DNA.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones making the app.
And I thought DNA would have been a good fit for them, but apparently that was
What is taking them so long to update?
They had a lot of time to work on this.
Yeah, I don't.
They still have time to work on it. They could be doing stuff right now. The paid online service is out, baby. I know y'all got the buckets. I know y'all got the money. Because as much as people complain, they're still buying it. Whether they're using coins or money, people are buying it. So update your stuff.
Yeah, you got money, so
they have the money for it now, so they should be updating it.
But overall, the article, I do like that they are different. I do like that they like to reinvent and they like to reinvent themselves and change things. Yeah. I do like that, but it's just when they take it a little too far and lose me in the process. It's like, okay, reel it back in.
Yeah. Let's move on from Reggie. I'm tired of seeing his face.
I wasn't looking at him.
Let's go on to the bigger topic.
Let's talk about a game that we all really enjoyed.
An amazing game.
An amazing game, much better than the one that's out right now.
I don't care what you say.
And Monolith Soft says recreating Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Nintendo Switch port would be really difficult. For whatever reason. It says, when it comes to roadblocks that stand in the way of Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Nintendo Switch, his answer is very simple. Money! Ha 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 ha.
Guess what?
It's a massive game. Recreating it would be really difficult. You have released Xenoblade Chronicles X, Xenoblade
Chronicles money.
2, and a standalone DLC all within 5 years, and you're telling me you have a money issue?
They've been making bank on Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 sold 1 million in the first month.
But you don't have enough money.
They don't have enough money for a port.
For a port?
For a port? I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second.
It's coming. I think this is just
panic button.
This is just a nod to the fact that they might not be doing it, but someone else is gonna pick it up and bring it over. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. No, I'm taking it as is.
I will take it gladly.
Bring it over. I'm taking.
Better yet, gonna make us a sequel, dog.
It might be one of the 2019 Switch ports from Wii U. Like,
that's fine. Or you can give me a sequel.
Give me a sequel.
Because I don't believe him. If money is the only holdout for porting the game,
then it's
coming.
That's
unacceptable.
It's coming. It ain't money.
It ain't money.
They got money. It ain't money.
It can't be a hardware limitation because the Switch is more powerful than the Wii.
Yeah, so it ain't that either. So
it would run better. You wouldn't have nearly as much of that awful texture pop-in that we had.
Oh, the pop-ins were terrible on the Wii U.
Chronicles X has some of the worst pop-in I've ever seen in any video game.
It was bad. Like, you would be like running around, minding your business, and then all of a sudden a freaking level like 72 tyrant will pop in front of your face. Like, oh my god!
And you had no clue it was there, and you got your ass handed to you immediately.
That was low key funny though. I would laugh.
It was funny, but it was not fun at all.
Well, yeah, if they brought it to Switch, we wouldn't have those problems anymore. That would be
definitely not.
Yeah.
I just want to fly around in my. I just want to fly around my scale again.
They had good music. Okay, let's stop before we get too far into this. Y'all know how we are with this game.
We can talk about Xenoblade X all day.
Basically, we all don't believe this.
Yeah. We don't believe it. They got money.
We're all in the belief that this is gonna come to the Switch at some point.
It's coming to the Switch either next year or they're gonna give us a sequel.
Yeah.
Nice try, Monolith. You can't.
I'm calling it right now. We getting a sequel or it's coming to the Switch. One or the other.
I prefer a sequel. Either.
I would prefer a sequel,
I want a sequel
I
too.
would take a port too.
Yeah.
I would
gladly
more.
Take it.
But I will not be mad. I won't scuff at a port either.
And do hashtag waste my time again.
Yes. Fuck that dude. I just won't level him up. No.
Yeah, exactly. He can stay base.
He can stay basic.
But let's move on to something super exciting. Super Nintendo World construction has begun at Universal Hollywood Studios in California. They have begun building the theme park. It's happening.
I'm excited.
It's going to be a few years till we can go on it, but it says building work is currently underway for Super Nintendo World at Universal Hollywood Studios, which is located in California.
Yeah, we're going together when it opens.
Yeah, I am going to be there on day one. I've already talked to Nick about this. He's going.
We gotta go. Me, you,
we all gotta go together. Then that's gonna be our meet day.
Oh, and the wife, of course. Bring the wife.
Yes.
Of course.
Oh, obviously, I can't go to fucking LA without.
You can't come, waifu.
Well, stay home. I'm gonna go to Nintendo theme park. You stay here.
We in Texas. It ain't nothing for me to go down to Houston. We get on a plane together, okay?
Okay.
Let's do this.
We'll just do it.
So that's gonna happen, and it's gonna be the greatest thing ever because I'm gonna push kids out of the way and get on.
Oh gosh.
Right?
Get on a Donkey Kong ride.
I'll be saying shit like you've been in Nintendo time for 2 years. I've been one for.
I've been here all my life. 38 years. Get out of here.
You sit your Splatoon ass down, kid.
Okay. Be a sweet kid. Shut up.
We've been here since Mario was a brother, okay?
Exactly.
Right? Not a brother.
But that will be probably one of the most exciting days ever.
Yes.
Whenever that actually gets done. Probably 2-3 years. Something.
That's gonna get Nintendo so much money, man.
Oh,
That's
definitely.
so funny though. There's a lot of people that do not know that it was Mario Brother first. Before Super Mario Brothers.
Mario got sad and made his own brother.
I guess whatever.
But that's gonna be awesome. We'll all
be
be there, and I'm gonna find Nick, and we're gonna.
Once they tell us the opening day and stuff, I'm gonna have my stuff ready.
I guess I need to start saving my money now.
No, I'm just gonna open that secondary account for Nintendo.
Exactly. Well, you got a couple of years, so it's fine.
That's why I'm gonna save from now and then.
So let's move on to something else that was really funny. Usually stuff like this doesn't happen, but what it does people get so riled up, and I just think it's the funniest shit ever. And that's Huawei, the cell phone maker, has they have a new phone coming out, and they actually put the Nintendo Switch up as a competitor in saying how their product is superior to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
They said Huawei claims their newly announced tablet is a better portable gaming machine than Nintendo Switch. And all these Nintendo sites got furious. The Nintendo fans went crazy.
Shout out to the homie Garuda for the $10 donation.
Oh, there you go. You got $10 towards flying out.
He said Alex will bring out his inner kid and cry with enjoyment.
Of course.
Shout out to Garuda, man.
Technology manufacturer Huawei has announced their new tablet. They believe it will compete directly with the Nintendo Switch. Instead of comparing the product to their rival tablets, they're going after the Nintendo Switch. The tablet in question is the newly announced 7.2-inch Mate 20X tablet, which comes with its own detachable controller to better enable being able to play video games on it. You can see here in the picture, this is the attachment they're talking about. It's kind of like the 3DS attachment, where it added the second, the Circle Pad Pro, because it's really dumb because you only have the controls on the one side. They didn't do it on the other side.
I guess you're still gonna use the screen on the other side.
You still
which is very strange.
That's stupid. Okay.
But basically, it has a 1080p screen or 1440p screen, which of course is better than the Switch. It's got a 5,000 milliamp battery, again better than the Switch. It has 4 or 6 gigs of RAM, so it can be better than the Switch. 128 gigs of internal storage, that's a lot better than the Switch.
Yeah,
definitely.
And 7.2-inch AMOLED display, again better than the Switch. So it is hardware-wise better than the Switch, but then realize the thing costs $1,000.
And it's also
it costs $1,000 and it doesn't have any Nintendo games that'll be played.
Yeah, it was really funny because they showed I think it was Mario Run and Arena and Valor. Yeah. So and it has more than double the battery life of the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, but who's gonna want to spend thousands of bucks to play Mario Run or Arena of Valor?
That's why it's so funny though.
That's hilarious. You guys could have been better off.
It's like anyone who got mad at this, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot.
You guys are idiots. Like, you should have been laughing more than getting mad.
You should have been laughing along with the rest of us. This is a $1,000 cell phone that plays cell phone games, and the closest thing to like a Nintendo title you can play on it is Mario Run.
Right, like they decided that their competitor was a Nintendo Switch.
And the funniest part about all of this is all these websites, all the Nintendo fans getting mad and screaming at Huawei. They're doing what Huawei wants, which is you talk about Huawei.
You're giving them more publicity. Just laugh at this shit and go about your business.
I know. Just look at it, laugh, and keep walking. Because there's a very specific reason that Huawei is targeting the Switch as opposed to targeting other tablets.
Because they know it has. Right now, the Switch is a hot topic.
Exactly.
The easiest way to get publicity is to get Nintendo fans either mad or talking about it, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Exactly. Because if they came out here and they're like, "Oh, our tablet's better than the iPad." And everyone would be like, oh, whatever.
Okay, well, whatever. You talk about the Switch and you got Nintendo fans like, oh.
Yeah.
Up in arms over this.
Just laugh about it.
It doesn't have Zelda, so it loses by default.
It doesn't have Mario Odyssey.
It loses by default the second you realize it's $1,000.
Yeah, that too. Like, but hey, if you want to spend $1,000 to play Mario Run and some
go nuts.
And some Arena.
I want to see the slide where he has. I want to see the slide where he has his tablet there and it says $1,000 under it, and then he has the Switch and it says $300. I want to see that slide.
Yeah. That shit. You know, better yet, you know what's kind of funny is if they do try to sell the price and people look up the Switch who didn't know about this thing, and they look up the Switch and they're like, hey, it's got Zelda and all this other stuff and it's a lot cheaper. Why would I get this phone? I don't want this.
We'll say in these slides, these white Joy-Cons look really nice, and I want them.
I know, right? Can we get those IRL?
Are these not even a thing? Like I've never seen them.
I don't think they're a thing. I have not seen them.
Probably
in Japan.
Because there was a lot of Joy-Con colors in Japan that never came over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were. Yeah.
So annoying.
But anyway, this was a good laugh.
This was just funny. When I saw this, I thought it was like a joke, but then I saw how many people were actually legit mad about it.
Like, they were mad. I'm like, what? Y'all are stupid, bro.
Like, that's why people make fun of you guys as far as Nintendo.
Yeah, because like, you get all up in arms.
Get up in arms over the stupid shit.
Like, y'all
that's exactly why they call y'all children. You act like it sometimes. Just laugh and move on. Shit.
So bad. But let's move on to rumor mill time.
Oh boy.
the rumor that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on November 8th, which is just about 2 weeks away. And sadly, it's going to be another Smash Brothers Direct.
They better freaking not.
Oh, I mean, Smash is coming soon, so
we've been knowing
they
Smash
gotta plow
forever, though.
I know, but hey, they gotta plow it into your freaking heads to make sure you still
We've
remember
already had
it's coming.
two Smash Brothers Direct.
We've had
It wasn't enough at the E3. It wasn't enough with it.
That wasn't E3. That was a Smash Direct.
That was a Smash Direct. It wasn't enough at E3 Smash.
Nintendo wasn't at E3.
That's
they just
what it
had
was.
That was a
there.
Smash Direct, man.
That was E3 Smash.
And then we had another Smash Direct, which was a lot better than the E3 Smash Direct.
Yeah.
But it's really not needed for a third Smash Direct.
No, it definitely is.
Because I don't know what to tell you, Nintendo, but anyone who's
they gotta announce
the Directs are already behind this game.
Yeah.
They gotta announce the last fighters.
Another
Direct
is not gonna make any more people be like, oh, well, I'm
There's 2 more fighters coming. They gotta announce the last 2
it's
fighters.
so unnecessary. Like, the only thing that they could show that would be
Luigi this time, y'all shut up.
The only thing of any interest left is to find out about the single player mode. And
yes.
like, if they show that, then I understand why they're doing it.
Waluigi for Smash this time, y'all.
It's rumored that Nintendo will listen to its users. That's a good joke.
Yeah, that is very
But if it turns out to be another Smash Direct, I'm gonna be disappointed because it
better be something different though.
Yeah.
I
would like to see other games.
If they do a little bit of Smash and then go to something else, that's
like
fine.
even if it's half Smash Brothers and half other games, that's okay by me. But like, if it's like majority Smash Brothers again,
but here's the thing though, I'm
so
not
unnecessary.
like I'm gonna be annoyed if it's like some dumb stuff like features for the online, like
stuff you could have talked about.
Not necessarily features for the online, because that's kind of important. Because Smash Online has sucked for like every iteration that's had online. But what I'm saying is like dumb stuff like, oh well, you can do this move and this, but like we can figure that out when we play the game. Like tell us something important. Like, is there gonna be another like Subspace Emissary type mode? Like, what is the single player like? Show us something that's meaty, like that dumb stuff they showed us at E3. I'm like,
oh, that was so dumb.
We don't need to know all the technical stuff. Like
the technical stuff is for like the freaking weirdos that go to Evo and shit.
Yeah, like and they will find that out when they play the game.
Like they're gonna find that stuff out themselves. No casual, regular fan cares about that.
Regular players do not care. They just want.
That's why the second Direct was way better.
Yeah.
But that E3 one was the most boring
Smash fans care about.
Yeah. But like the hardcore like Evo people, like most people don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
And most people who play Smash are like that. They're not Evo people.
Yeah.
Smash is a very casual game. It's always been a casual game. That's the majority of people buy it for that reason, because it's an excellent game to play with your friends. Like most people don't care about the Evo crap, but like if you show the single player,
next character or why this is fun.
Yeah, show us the new character. Show us the single player, because that's the only thing we don't know about. Because there better be a single player if you're calling this the ultimate Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
But I just don't want it to be only about Smash, man. There's so much stuff we still have very little information about, and they just keep showing us Smash.
I'm sleep until you give me that Fire Emblem Direct, bro.
Right? Yeah, can I get that one?
But like, I don't know, man. I'm hoping it's more than just Smash Brothers. I really don't want to see just Smash Brothers again.
I'm kind of over it, to be honest. Like, they're making me not want to buy the game.
Like, it's not making me not want to buy the game, but it's definitely making me like look at them funny. Like we know
it's making
Smash,
me
we get
not
it.
want to buy the game because like this game is in my face so much I don't even care anymore.
Like I get it, Smash. It's nothing new. We get it. That's your party fighter, and yeah, I said that right. Party fighter.
Uh-oh. You're gonna get us banned.
Fight me. Come at me.
Uh-oh. Don't fight Kufan.
They need to just make like a legit fighter with Captain Falcon and his crew from the F-Zero franchise and let that be that.
There's somebody out there mad right now.
There are a bunch of racers who like to fight on the side.
If you can sit down with your family and play this game like a little as a party fighter, as a freaking party fighter.
But I could totally see like a Captain Falcon like fighting game like along the lines of like a Tekken or something.
Anyway, let's move on.
Alright, so yes, Nintendo Direct, possibly November 8th.
We'll see.
It's the leak is
Remember,
from
it's still a rumor.
The last Nintendo Direct, so like they have some credence to it, so it's probably true. But hopefully it's just not Smash Brothers. I like to
the
see
last
more stuff
time there
that.
was a rumor about a Direct, it was true. So
Yeah, it's from the same people, so
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
there's no reason to believe otherwise. So it's probably true. So November 8th, look forward to a Direct. All we can hope for
Fire
that.
Emblem, Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Last thing we're going to talk about today before we get into questions, and by the way, put your questions in the Nintendo Team Red Talks Nintendo Discord channel. If you have a question, please put it there. Yeah, go ahead and do that now while we're talking about this. So, Digital Foundry has put out a video about Dark Souls Remastered. They did an analysis and a comparison of the Nintendo Switch version alongside the Xbox 360 version and the PS4 version as a comparison to see where the Nintendo Switch version lies. And basically, it's a straight port of the original 360 version. All of the enhancements that the remaster version got on the PS4 and Xbox One are not on the Switch. The only advancements are hardware-based. Since the Switch is more powerful than the 360, the game now runs at between 900p and 1080p, whereas the 360 version was sub 720p. And the frame rate now stays basically locked at 30 FPS, whereas the 360 and PS3 was all over the place. And then, of course, you have the Amiibo support. But all the new lighting and new textures and stuff are missing from the Switch version, and they're still using the textures and lighting from the Xbox 360 PS3 version, which has led to a really funny debate online between Nintendo Prime, Super Metal Dave, Francis, and Dr. Trey.
Hardware stuff.
Well, no, because like Super Metal Dave and Nintendo Prime are going around saying that this is false advertising and that this is not a remaster. They can't be calling this a remaster because they haven't remastered anything. And Francis and Dr. Trey are making videos saying that it is a remaster, deal with it, blah, blah, blah. And I just thought it's really funny, so I wanted to get your guys' thoughts. What do you, first of all, do you consider this a remaster where it is a port of a game and it does not have the enhancements of the PS4 version?
No. Remaster is enhancements of a previous version, and if it's not the same as what PS4 and Xbox were getting, at least close to what they were getting, considering that the Switch isn't going to be as powerful as them. If they couldn't at least do close to what the others got, it's not a remaster to me. You basically just ported over a 360 version and made some hardware upgrades, which is cool, great, and then said done data. That's doing the least amount of work for the most for profit, the most amount of money. That's all you do. Lazily slap some shit together, threw it on the system, and say, "Hey, remaster." It doesn't, but you know, it's whatever. I mean, okay.
So the only thing that's improved is the resolution.
Yes, and the more stable frame rate.
And more stable frame rate. That's it. No lighting. No
none of the new features of the PS4 X1 version.
So what are the features they have?
So they've updated the textures. They've changed the lighting, things like that.
And they didn't do any of that to the.
Okay, so
none of that is on the Switch version.
Okay, so no, it's just a port that was up.
It's just a port that was just.
Port.
Yeah,
it's not a remaster. Because, like, I understand that the Switch is not as powerful as the other two, but if there's no semblance of any kind of texture improvements over the original,
and actually in some scenarios, the textures are actually worse than the 360 version.
Yeah, that's not a remaster.
The power of the Switch aside, if they didn't do anything other than just give it an up-res as far as hardware is concerned and the frame rate and all that, then they didn't really remaster it, because it's still the same version as the other one, if not worse. Right. So you didn't upgrade it, and you're telling us it's a remaster. That is literally false advertising.
Yeah, that's not a remaster.
So, but I mean, I was never gonna get the game, so I don't really.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't care. I mean, I'm glad it's on the Switch for the people who.
It's great that it's on the Switch, but at the same time, it's that's kind of sad that people bought it thinking it was a remaster when it was literally just a port.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. We've always known that with the Switch, we've been saying this forever. With the Switch, we're gonna have situations like this. It's
like this a lot.
It is weaker than the Xbox and the PS4, so we're gonna have situations like this. The only good thing about this is the Digital Foundry is saying the portable version of the game is actually excellent. It runs the game at 720p, of course, because that's the Switch screen, which is still higher than what the 360 does. And the frame rate is fine in handheld mode. But yeah, it is, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a port.
It's a port. I mean,
it's not like it's a bad thing, but I don't think it's a remaster.
It just is what it is.
It is what it is. If you want a portable version of Dark Souls, they made a good portable version of Dark Souls.
So be happy with that. It isn't running bad, is it? It's not running bad.
No, it's actually running pretty good. Yeah.
See, so you still have a portable version of Dark Souls.
So version of the game.
I understand why some people might be mad because they called it a remaster. Yeah, that is false advertisement. But are you really mad?
Are you having fun?
Does it
work? Does it run steady? Who cares?
The funniest part is
is dumb, bro.
The funniest part about all of this is that to be this triggered just because they called it a remaster.
Yeah, that's
is the game fun? Does it work? Does it run well?
That's kind of why.
If the game came out and it was running poorly, then there's cause for concern.
Yeah, that would be a different story, and that's why I'm just is it running good? And
it's running.
Everybody's saying that it's running great, so I'm like, so what is the real issue? You're just mad because it's not really a remaster. So what? It still runs. You play it.
Yeah,
if it's a playable game and you're still having fun with it, I don't understand what your debate is.
I think a lot of the reason this game was delayed was they were probably trying to get a lot of those PS4 features on it, and probably
couldn't. Yeah, and
then it got delayed and they just ported it. There's gonna be limitations of the Switch. We're talking about a system that uses a goddamn cell phone processor.
Exactly.
Right. So you guys have to think on the lines of what can the Switch physically handle, and it's possible they
got a competent version. Does it suck that it doesn't have the new lighting and textures? Yeah, of course.
Probably, but do you really give a shit?
But when you're playing portably, you have to make sacrifices.
When you're playing it portable, the lighting should be fine. I don't, and I said,
I don't see the whole point of
there
crying
is no
about
debate, honestly.
The only reason we're talking about this because I found it really funny how much they were arguing about it.
I find it funny too. Trust me, we definitely find this hilarious.
That's the only reason we're even talking about this because when I saw this, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's the fucking Switch. Who cares?
You saw our reaction. We're just
each of them made a separate video, and they did a combined podcast talking about this false advertising thing. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, this is just funny. It's just funny.
You're making mountains out of molehills at this point.
This is just what gaming is now these days. A bunch of children crying about a bunch of childish shit.
But to their credit, both Nintendo Prime and Dave never said it was a bad game. They said it runs well.
At least they understand the.
They're just kind of fixated on this whole remastered thing being a false advertising.
I mean, just call it what it is and move on, okay? So
the problem with this whole remaster thing is this generation we've had so many of these remaster games from varying qualities.
You want to know what? Remaster to me has never really meant that it's going to be a better version. It just always meant that they're going to take some. It just going to means they're going to clean up the game to some extent. It could be exceptionally well, or it could be very underrated. Either way, you're still getting a port. Bottom line is a port to me.
Exactly.
It's no different. A remaster is literally a port. They're just calling it a remaster. It's just a new fancy way of saying port. You're getting a game from a previous version,
and then they port it over. Who cares?
They essentially, you're getting a prettier version of a game that you played before. What is your problem? If it plays good and you're still having fun, I don't understand what your situation is.
There's so many ways to look at this. Because, for example, if you have an Xbox One X and you plug a 360 game in there, the Xbox One X makes that game look better by default, just because of the better hardware. But that doesn't make the game remastered. You know what I mean? It's still the same game.
Yeah.
It's still the same game, yeah.
It's just like because you're putting more powerful hardware, it looks better.
Yeah,
And that's just the
it just
result
looks
of
better,
hardware.
Exactly.
And that's what's happening here with Dark Souls. It's on the Switch, which is more powerful than the 360. So of course,
so it
runs
can do
the game
better than it can run the game.
The only
better.
thing that they haven't actually added anything to the game outside of the amiibo support, which you could argue makes this game remastered because that was never in the original.
Because that wasn't in the first game, right? So
there's a lot of ways to look at it, but at the end of the day,
there's a lot of ways to look at it. But bottom line is,
the
just
Switch got a good version of the game.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
just not
that's
as good
what
as
I'm
people were
saying.
hoping.
You got a good version. You got
version,
the better
who
version
cares?
of a game that was ported over. That's it. It's
Yeah.
just got ported over. You're fine. You're okay.
It's just fun. But as far as the false advertising thing goes,
who cares?
like, first of all, who
It
fucking
depends on your definition of a remaster.
That's true.
Remasters are ports.
Because it does mean different
be
things
real.
to different people.
Because
But like when
a lot of people when they think of the word remaster, they think of remake, and they're completely
that's different. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because like remake is something like what Resident Evil 2 is doing right now,
Right.
That's
right.
where they're literally redoing the game from
Shadow
scratch.
of the Colossus is a remaster. They build it from. They
that was from
the
scratch
ground up.
though.
They build it from ground up. It's
that's a
it's
remake.
not a remake.
Yeah.
No, it was.
Yeah.
Did they build it from ground
If they
up?
built it from the ground
That
up,
game
it
is from
was
the
a
ground
remake.
up.
If they built it
Okay,
from the
then that
ground
was
up, it's a
remake, so
remake.
why
Yeah,
would they call
that
it
game
a
was a remake. Gears of War was a remake. They built that from the ground up. Everything was
there
new
you go.
textures and
You see,
everything.
there's the thing. That's the problem. Remasters, which are not built from the ground up,
They're just shinier
And-
versions of the
Yeah.
old
tinier
game.
versions of the other. They're up-res.
They're
from whatever previous
taking
version.
benefit of the new hardware without actually rebuilding the game.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there
so
you
like-
go.
It depends how you look at it, but like the false advertising thing, it's not
At
false
that point,
advertising.
it's like you guys are just
It's a
grasping at
shinier
straws.
version
You're
of
just-
the old game.
Yeah,
At that point, when you start screaming false advertisement, it's like, but
either way, it's really funny.
you're still getting a game that you wanted to play. So
You
shut
know
up.
what it sounds like to me?
Just
this-
people
this
crying.
argument,
They
and
just
it-
want to cry.
I could be completely off base because I'll be honest, I haven't been following this at all because I have like a life.
Yeah. I don't
But-
but either. It's funny to me. It's
but
hilarious.
it's like what I think that this really is truly, people just cannot accept the fact that the Switch's hardware is what it is.
Yeah,
So when it gets a disappointing version of a game in comparison to the other versions, like they can't.
They
They
Like,
have to try to make it
It's like-
make sense in their brain.
This is my thing though. It's like a lot, like all three of us, from the beginning of the Switch's announcement when we first heard about it, we already had no qualms understanding that this thing is not going to be up to par with the PlayStation and the Xbox.
That's not what
One.
kind of device it is.
It's just
what
not.
it is.
It's a handheld device. First of all, you guys, y'all need to get it out your thick skulls that this thing is freaking a console. It is a handheld device. I don't know why people still think it. I mean, I understand Nintendo probably still totes it as a console, but it is a handheld device. It's not going to do the things the Xbox, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 do.
Those things.
It's not going to do those things. Let me reiterate. It is a handheld. And I know you hybrid mofos are out there. It's a hybrid. It's still handheld.
oh
Oh my
man.
God. But I went into, I'll just say this and then I'm going to leave it alone. But I went into knowing the Switch was a handheld, hybrid, whatever you want to call it. But it ain't a console to me. It's a handheld device that I can play on my TV. Great, wonderful. So when they say remasters and stuff on the Switch, I don't expect to see a true remaster or anything spectacular on the level of an Xbox One or PlayStation 4 or even PC for that matter. I expect to see something upscaled, nice, fluidly running, and good to go.
Right.
That's all I expect to see. And if it does do better than what I expect to see, then gravy on you. You did wonderful.
Yeah.
I get more. I get more bang for my buck, but I don't expect a lot. I expect at least at least a decent upgrade from what was, what the game used to be. At least. Because it's a handheld.
Yeah.
That little sniffle at the end, though.
Oh man, it's just funny. Like again, like none of us actually care because we don't really give a shit about Dark Souls.
We laugh at this. This stuff is hilarious to us.
We're just here to laugh at the situation because I personally found it so funny and I was very entertained on
Thank
Twitter
you for the
because
laughs.
of
I
this.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for the laughs. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Alex. I thank you for bringing this up. This was hilarious. I had fun.
getting so triggered over marketing terms is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's
Like
hilarious.
this is a new low for the gaming.
It's hilarious. Oh my
Nyar!
god.
False advertising. Nyar!
Hilarious. Literally,
And the funny-
what you just said is the absolute truth. All
Here's my
it
thing.
is a marketing term as
Yeah.
a reason to give you a shinier version of an
Of a
old
game.
game.
Yeah,
Here's my
what
thing.
are they gonna call it? What are
have a
what are they
question.
gonna
Hold on,
call
hold
it?
on, hold
Dark
on.
Souls
Hold on.
Nintendo Switch 360 version?
Who
Fuck
cares?
out of
Like,
here.
this is my thing. Even irregardless of the term, does any of these cats have the game or are planning to play the game or even
If they're
you
not
know,
playing the
I
game,
have no idea if any
if
of them
they're
have
not
that.
playing the
the
game,
game,
then they're exposed.
you have no reason to be streaming about anything remastered, remake, or anything. You have nothing in this argument. You have no
You have
argument.
no argument. You
Go
don't even
sit
have
down
the
and take a
game.
nap. You don't have the game.
Well, I don't.
have the game.
Let me reiterate. I don't know if they have it or not.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for
Yeah.
those cats out there who are on this remaster trip false advertisement, if you do not have the game in your
Oh my
possession
God.
as of right now, you have no argument. So please take a seat.
Or go
I
buy a
hate to
different
say
game.
that.
There's a lot of other games on the
Go
Switch.
buy a different
There's
game.
definitely. Yeah, let's go. Let's move on. Let's.
Let's move on. So let's do
Questions.
questions, and then we'll
Questions.
move on here. So I'll pull this up. But again, Dark Souls is out on the Switch. If you are looking for a portable version of Dark Souls, this does look like a competent version. If you are playing primarily on dock mode, though, I would suggest getting it elsewhere because the other versions will be
I
better.
don't see no questions.
Yeah, there's some. There's some
Yeah.
weird ones this
Okay.
time. Questions,
ask.
Chris, we're not answering that.
Yeah.
Mel, since you guys like Persona 5, is anyone going to buy Shin Megami Tensei 5 when it's released? I've never
might.
played a Shin Megami game, so
But-
I don't know. From what I
say
understand,
might,
it's
yeah.
like Persona, but without the school stuff. It's just the dungeon crawling.
It's
Yeah.
mostly it's a
That
really
sounds
darker version of Persona, and it's really set in like a very dark format, and it's a lot of like mystery and stuff in it. And I haven't gotten to play one. I've just watched
I've
other people
wanted-
play mostly,
Yeah.
and I have been interested in wanting to play
I
one.
wanted
so
to get Shin
might
Megami
pick that.
Tensei 4 on the 3DS, but then I was kind of like, I'm kind of
I wasn't feeling it.
If a lot of the Persona, the reason I like Persona is the interacting with the other
In this-
characters.
yeah, with the other characters.
outside of the world. Like that part makes
Right.
it a lot of fun. So if this game doesn't have that, that's like lost half of the draw of the game to me.
These kind of games are different in that they make it they make up for that portion of it with some other tacked on things that I couldn't even begin to explain because
Well,
what I've
we'll
seen, it
see when
just
it
seems
comes
very deep. But I need to see more of the game and what it's going to entail, what the story is going to be behind it, if it's going to be mystery, if it's going to be horror, because they tend to change it up a bit. It usually goes mystery, horror, sometimes it goes sci-fi, and sometimes it goes alien. I've seen one where you fight you have to fight aliens. There's another one where you go to another dimension. There's another one with demons, and then there's another where it's a mystery of murder. So it's always different. I'll give them that. They're always different, but I just need to see what this one's going to entail, and then I may or may not pick it up. But yeah,
I'll need to see because
I'm
I've never
definitely
paid
looking
attention to
for it.
these games, and this
Yeah,
will be
I'm
the first time
definitely
I even look at. So we'll see.
yeah. I'll
Because
just say
I love
But
Persona.
Persona was
One
so
of my
much
favorite
fun.
games ever.
I think I'm gonna do a replay of that shit.
Oh my god, that game is so freaking good. But if it's anything like Persona 5, I will be there. But if it's just the dungeon crawling and none of the other stuff, I don't know, because that'll get
Gotta
really
have
tedious.
a little bit of both.
You gotta have both to break up the flow.
Yeah, because sometimes dungeon crawling is too much.
Did you know that the rumor for the Nintendo Direct says there will be 2 Directs in November? Twice the Smash Brothers, hooray!
Hooray.
2 Smash Directs for November, guys. Yeah.
Oh god, I bet you one is like probably another Nindies Direct. Or I saw Sean's video. He was thinking it might be for another Nintendo cell phone game, like the Mario Kart one. That could also be true.
It could, yeah.
And that would make sense. Like, it's probably not 2 traditional Directs. But, oh, man, if there's 2 Directs and it's both Smash Brothers, I'm gonna be so mad.
I don't know. I'm kind of done with Nintendo till 2019, to be honest.
I'm super excited for Pokemon and Smash. I just don't need to see any more Smash, that's all.
I'll probably pick up Smash, and that's about it for
I'm
this
just
year.
kind of
And
done with them
that's it.
until 2019.
Damn.
Like, I'll holler at you guys when Fire Emblem comes out.
She checked out for this year.
I checked out
said,
a long time ago.
I'll see y'all
Pokemon
in
and Smash are
January.
gonna be fire.
Like, I'm still gonna get Smash, but I checked out a long time ago.
Well, you still here then, because Smash is the last one. Then you check out. That's
Yeah.
what same with me.
Proto Man asks, "Hi guys, what are your thoughts on World War II?"
What's World War II?
What's that?
Like,
That's
I
my
think
thoughts.
he's like the real World War II.
What?
I guess.
I don't know.
Is he talking about
Yeah.
that Battlefield game?
I think it's a game called World War II.
Like the Call of Duty one.
I don't know.
Because I was under the impression he was actually meaning the real World War II. It was a war that happened and I wasn't there, so I don't know.
That's way past my time, bud.
Miguel Rose asks, "What other NES games would you like to be added to the Nintendo Switch Online with added online capability?"
None. Move on and go to SNES and 64 and GameCube.
Yeah, I'm more interested in SNES games
Like,
than NES.
I would
games.
even be okay with SNES because at least that's an era that I still deem as my most beloved.
Yeah,
I
that's
grew
my
up on the
favorite still.
NES too, but like barely, so I don't really care.
I don't remember much from NES days. I was too young.
I was too little, so
Yeah. I want SNES games. If they were to bring more NES stuff, that'd be all right.
World War
like
II is a PC shooter.
Oh, I've never played that.
See, I haven't been on games like that, so I haven't seen anything about it.
Like there's games on NES I want like Battletoads. Like there's stuff that just can't happen. Like the Ninja Turtles game on NES was really cool. I remember that one growing up, but like there's just stuff they probably can't get anymore.
Oh, he's talking about World War III. I saw this earlier today. Not World War II, World War III.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a game that came out a couple of days ago on Steam.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called World War III.
I've never even seen it, so whatever.
It's on Steam. Anyway,
But
yeah,
anyways,
I saw this
we
a couple
want
of days
this
ago. But I play a lot of shooters on PC. This is not one of them. I don't have this. Yeah, we'll move on because I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so SNES games is what we're looking for. T-Dude, which Nintendo Switch Pokemon Let's Go bundle is gonna sell out first, Pikachu or Eevee? Ooh, I'm pretty sure both will.
What?
Which Pokemon bundle will sell out first, the Pikachu bundle or the Eevee bundle?
Pikachu first. And then
Everybody
Eevee.
knows Pikachu.
Everybody knows Pikachu.
Pikachu is obviously number one. Eevee's like right up there now. Eevee's become a super popular character.
It's just because Pikachu is like the face of like
he's
Yeah,
a mascot.
people who are like so like your normies who are just gonna get the game are gonna go for
They're
Pikachu.
gonna get Pikachu.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
but yeah, like they're both gonna sell out. Let's be real.
but they'll sell, but they'll both sell out. Definitely.
They're both gonna sell out. Pikachu might just sell out like 10 seconds faster or something.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Dark Souls Remastered for the Switch is the #1 Switch game on the eShop? It charts in North America. Wow, that's good.
Cool. That's good. That's good. But
That's
it's
good.
a, but,
Very good.
But false advertisement, y'all.
That's false. Look at all that false advertising at work.
False advertisement work.
They tricked all those suckers.
All of those very gullible fools.
Now, Namco's like, haha, we got those suckers with our remaster. Do you think it's false advertising that Final Fantasy X X2 HD remaster on the PS Vita, while in reality the Vita is not HD? First of all, I don't care. And second of all, the game does run in HD. It's just outputted in 540 because that's the screen of the Vita. So it's actually still running in HD, so it's not false advertising. Just like the Switch version is not false advertising for this game that we don't care about. Ludwig, do you think they will add GameCube games to the Switch Online so it's actually worth a damn, at least a little?
Not anytime soon, if at all.
I
If
don't know.
Nintendo
I don't think
wanted to make bank,
They would have did that by now.
They would make the classics as its own separate app, and they would let people buy it separately, so they could get bank off the Nintendo Online, because you know people gonna pay for it. So they would make bank off of Nintendo's online service, and they would make bank off of that virtual console service.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do that later, like a couple years down the road, once they have enough people signed up to the online. they might release them to purchase.
Or if
Like,
you want to get
like
both,
they do.
have like a bundle where
Yeah.
like they come in like, and you might get a deal. Like they might knock like $5 off of the virtual console service if you buy it as a package. If they were smart, that's what they would have done from jump instead of like relegating it to NES games.
The way they're doing it is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I get trying to trickle out the game so it lasts longer, but it's really slow.
They don't want to make money. That's what it is.
They're making money hand over fist.
They could be making more money.
That's true. I think they're more interested in the long game. The longer they trickle out these games, the more people will stay on the online. That's the thing, right? Because if you keep they're doing the Netflix thing, like they add stuff every like month. They'll add 1 or 2 or whatever just to make sure people stay on the service.
Yes, with games like golf.
For now, like the other stuff will come. It takes
Trash.
time. Or do you think more of this shit? Do you think it's false advertising that Final Fantasy X HD Remaster says only on PlayStation while it's also coming to Switch and Xbox
To
One?
be fair, that was a long time ago.
That was like a year ago.
They couldn't have anticipated they were also going to bring it to Switch and Xbox One that time.
Yeah, that's pretty stretch. That's
Please,
pretty
no
ridiculous.
more false advertising questions. Guys.
It's not like they released it today with that sticker.
Right.
That was from like a year ago.
Yeah, no more false advertising questions, guys.
False advertising. That's the last question. I think TD's typing another one.
Somebody's writing.
You
so
finish your question real quick. We'll answer it and
Hurry
get out of here.
up,
But I hope it's not another false advertising question.
Final question.
Okay, final question. How would you feel if Koei Tecmo teamed up with Monolith Soft to make a Xenoblade Chronicles Warriors game for the Switch?
No.
And I know why he's asking this, because they actually said they would be interested in doing it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd scoop it. Don't care.
Yeah, there's enough characters among all the Xenoblade games.
Don't
where
care.
That would be really cool.
Add Lynn. Not Lynn.
As long as they get
I'll
rid of
just
waste
play
my
with, I'll just play with Elma and
Add
my...
Elma.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that dude,
Waste my time,
HB.
2016,
Add
and I'll be
HB.
happy. And HB,
Okay.
yeah.
Add what's that one dude's name? He's like the cocky dude who works
Rev?
in the mechanical part.
No, that wasn't Rev. That was
Frick, what's his name?
I forgot his
I
name.
know,
but
I know what you're talking about.
Add
Yeah.
that dude. Let's see. Add what's that
Get
one
rid of the
girl's name?
I don't want
Freak, I forgot that one girl's name, but she had like a brother or something. Freak,
What,
what's her name?
murderous? Actually,
While we
add
try to
murderous.
figure
Add
this out,
Murderous. Yeah,
I'll put a
give me
picture of
murderous.
Bowsette on the screen so they don't...
I'm
No.
thinking of all these Xenoblade X characters. I'm like, what are the other characters? Like, I haven't said Shulk or nobody.
So,
I mean,
I guess you can see where my bias
you're
lies.
about to get,
they'd obviously have that big titty bitch from the new game.
Man,
Yeah, you about to get
screw
flagged.
that.
Huh? I'm just giving these people something to look at while we're
I'm
waiting.
just saying you're gonna get flagged.
I'm not gonna get flagged.
He
It's
doesn't
Bowsette.
care. He's barely on.
What?
freaking
I run an
YouTube
unsuccessful
anymore
YouTube
anyway.
channel, lady. You think I care?
I know. I do too. What's your point?
What is he putting on his screen?
It's just a picture of Bowsette.
cosplaying as Bowsette.
I was waiting for you guys to
We
give your answers.
still
and
talking
give people
about
something.
Bowsette.
I'm done. I'm ready. I'm good. We
Yeah,
can go.
I gotta get out of here, y'all. I gotta go.
I gotta
All
go.
right, so that is the last of the
Oh, man.
questions. What is this? Who will be the king?
Oh, that's the DLC
Tournament.
for
Yeah, apparently the
Spider-Man's
DLC
out.
for Spider-Man's not that great.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
heard.
only like 3 hours, so I'm done with this.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Then we're done with the game.
Yeah.
the
Miguel,
DLC
who's
came
gonna
out
be the
today?
King of Smash Brothers. Obviously, I'm the king of Smash Brothers. I could beat Real Gamer and Drone Crusher in a 2-on-1. I'll still beat them.
It's Drone Crusher in the chat talking shit.
OJ could probably kick my ass in Smash, but because
Because he plays a lot of Smash.
Right.
I'm an extremely casual Smash fan, but I'll still beat Real Gamer and Drone Crusher's ass 2-on-1.
That's hilarious.
All right, well with that, we're out of here. So we'll be back. I'll be back Monday for Mario Kart 8 Monday Madness. These two abandoned y'all, but I won't.
I don't know when
but
I'm
then-
gonna be back, to be honest.
I don't know when we'll be back. Tell me.
But I know that
sorry.
me and Coupon are overdue for off topic, but we've been busy,
Off topic.
so.
Yeah. I've been busy sick. She's been busy.
How about we stay on topic, and we'll be back next Tuesday with another week of Team Red Talks.
Are we gonna
Nintendo.
do
Hopefully,
this on Tuesdays
potentially.
now, or what? Like, what is going on?
Tuesday works for me.
Okay.
I don't know about y'all. Tuesday's good for me.
I mean, I guess as long as I ain't got nothing going on with school.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear.
We'll play by ear. We'll try and get it. We'll try and make it Tuesdays, maybe Wednesdays. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, people, we're out of here.
Peace out.
Yes,
Make sure to like the stream. So
yeah, have 15 people watching, only 5 likes. What's going on?
I know.
at least 10 likes. God damn, I don't ask you guys for anything. All right, bye.
Y'all suck.
Later.
Y'all suck. Later.